to Mount Druitt we go. They just stole the TV. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We're on the 701 and tonight we are heading out through Western Sydney, places like Mount Druitt in particular. Got a bit of a bad rap. Yes, there's obviously some crime, but there's crime everywhere in Sydney. It's normal. It's everywhere. Now, I think it's obviously getting too much of a bad rep for actually how bad it is. And of course, I've been through the area, and yes, people do silly stuff. People do silly stuff everywhere. But it's Saturday night, so statistically tonight should be the most dangerous night to go out. A lot of the dumb stuff should be happening. We're going to go through some of the worst parts of the area. Go and check it out for ourselves, and let's see if it's as bad as everyone says. We're on. There's a few of us on Supermotos, and the Honda CBR 650 that I de-restricted, that thing is shooting some serious flames. Wait until you see this thing, it's unreal. Yeah, boy. So I am sure you've seen some footage online of people through Sydney riding bikes dangerously on the back wheel and no helmets and all that sort of stuff. And yes, I get it. It does happen everywhere. But I think places like Mount Druitt obviously cop it a lot worse than others on the media. The shows like Struggle Street, which was a series that really gave Mount Druitt a horrible name. So I think it's pretty safe to say that there is a bit of a buzz in the air. It's Saturday night, the weather's beautiful, there's a lot of people out in nice cars and bikes. And hi, friend. So I did grow up most of my adult life in Western Sydney, in and around, all the way from Parramatta all the way up to Penrith area. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's that bad. And statistically speaking, crime rates in comparison from places like Mount Druitt, where we're headed, per capita are not even close to the top 10 when it comes to crime rates. So I know it's got a bad name and it's got a bit of a reputation, and there are certain things that definitely owns the ladder, but it's definitely not as bad as a lot of people think. That thing sounds unreal, man. So that is the bike I de-restricted. There is a video, if you've got a Honda CBR 650 or CB 650, that video is interesting. because the bike definitely made a decent amount of power, and for the price of the bike and the mods, it's a pretty serious bike. It actually really surprised me. I don't know about you guys, but that looks like the slowest Evo in the world. He's got beaten by a 450. Bye-bye, Evo. Too easy. Just playing with him. Into Mount Druitt we go. Now I'm sure there's areas around Mount Druitt as well surrounding that we're going to check out. We just don't know what's going to happen. Something could absolutely hit the fan here and we could stumble across something horrible, but I highly doubt it. I've been through the area plenty of times and I've never witnessed anything outside the ordinary. So we're just going to cruise around the area and see what we stumble across. So for those that aren't familiar, Mount Druitt's probably a little bit under an hour away from Sydney CBD. A place that actually has a far higher crime rate per capita than where we currently are. Yet no one's really talking about that. And the reason they probably don't talk about it is because it affects real estate prices, and we don't want Sydney to become cheap now, do we? But if all it takes is for some people to do some wheelies near my house to make my house half the price, come and do some wheelies. So this is one of the main roads through the Mount Druitt area, and I'm going to be honest, it's quite uneventful so far. I mean, unless they just stole the TV, but... So far, we've been cruising along this main road through the Mount Druitt area. It's been pretty uneventful. The dumbest people around here is us, and we're not from here, so it goes to show a lot. But at some stage we will head down some back streets and try to find some real grungy areas, see if we can run into some mischief, maybe get into some trouble, who bloody knows. I think there is obviously a correlation of unemployment to crime rates, and it kind of goes hand in hand typically, and obviously there's a fairly high level of unemployment in this area. Now, not to say that means there's less class of people, there's just typically housing, stuff like that. This is where it is. So if someone's going to... oh, nice flames. So if someone's going to be put in housing because they're unemployed or they have disability or something along those lines, they put them into this area. That's because the government owns that housing and the area is cheap. They're not going to put them in expensive houses. So when you put it all together and then gentrification comes into place, and it kind of plays a big circle and it just carries on and on and on, and it loops the cycle of unemployment and then the crime rates and all the other things that come with it. Now, that's not to say there aren't successful people in this area, because there absolutely are. I have friends that live in this area and they are quite well off. with legitimate businesses, and not the way I guess a lot of people would think. When someone sees money in the Western Sydney area, they assume they're a drug dealer, or they're dodgy, or tax fraud, or whatever it is, and that's just not always the case. Because when you look at the people who get done for big time drug deals and big time tax fraud and big time actual issues that are happening in the world, they're typically living in very expensive areas because they've committed crimes, which would tell me that big crime happens in expensive suburbs, not cheap ones. So we're going to travel through some of the outskirts of the area, heading into some areas like Doonside, which is actually a lot closer to where I grew up. For those that are interested, if you're from the Western Sydney area, I actually grew up around Quakers Hill, Blacktown. Blacktown Boys High School was not my first choice, but that's where I ended up at. And I mean, yeah, look, it wasn't the best school, but it got me to where I am, and you know, I'm fairly educated and have most of my teeth left. Whoa! So again, that was Doonside, and nothing happening around there. That isn't the real time, by the way. It's closer to, I don't know, 9 o'clock or something like that. I'm sure as the night goes, things are going to change as well. I've only got so many GoPro batteries though, so I don't know how much of that I'll capture. Again, I'm pretty sure we're the dumbest ones in the area, so, and we're not from here. So for those that are new to the channel, this channel isn't just about bikes. However, the video of the KTM 620 Resto has just dropped, and that is coming along nicely. I'm about halfway through it, but we're just trying to find some parts at the moment because it's a bit of an old girl. So go and check that video out. While you're there, make sure you click that subscribe button. And some of the other content is about cars. I've got an RX-7 that I'm slowly rebuilding, restoring, putting together, get going, whatever you want to call it. That's obviously a long-term project, and I need more space to do it. And by clicking that subscribe button and liking this, you help me along that journey, because places are expensive, I need a workshop, and I need your help to make it happen. Apart from the bike and car content, I've started doing a bit of other stuff as well. Got myself a meat smoker for Father's Day, and that's been going well. That's been going real well. So again, if you are interested in any of that kind of stuff, any of those bloke things, if you've got any suggestions on other things you'd like to see, drop a comment below, let me know what you think. Let's get back into the video and see what trouble we can get into. So we've circled around from Mount Druitt through Doonside, and now we're kind of heading back into the Mount Druitt area from a different entrance. Who knows what we're going to run into. So this is the big bad Mount Druitt. This place has definitely changed a lot. If you've been here in the last few years, none of this was kind of here. So obviously we're going to go check out some other spots. There's obviously some places that are a little bit more dangerous than Macca's, so we're going to go for a bit of a ride, but we are going to get a quick little feed at one of my favourite spots if we get a chance, over at Criminal Grills. Go check that out. I mean, we've been cruising around the area for quite some time, and the only idiots out here is us. I don't know what to tell you. I forgot about him. How was that? So I did a Supermoto, mate. Alright guys, we're back on the bikes. Had a solid feed over at Criminal Grills. And a couple of the boys decided to swap bikes just to try something a bit different. And now he gets it. Now closer to about 11:30 p.m. and it doesn't really look like there's any dramas out here. We're going to go for a bit of a ride through the Mount Druitt area again, see if there's anything happening, see if there's anyone being criminals, because according to the media, criminals are out here breaking the law all night. That's mad, eh? Yeah. It's just fun, hey? Yeah. To all of my beautiful subscribers, thank you so much for getting us to over the 1,000 subscribers in under a year. It is amazing. Thank you all incredibly so much. And I do actually have a question for you, because the channel is slowly growing, actually at a rate quicker than I'd expected, and we obviously have some massive plans for this channel, one of them being to get a space, to get a workshop, to get a proper place with a hoist and some proper workshop space, because my garage just clearly isn't cutting it. That's going to cost us about $20,000 to $30,000 a year, money that I don't necessarily have right now, but it's something I definitely want to do. Do we go and invest $20,000 to $30,000 a year into a workshop space, or do I put that money towards another bike for the channel? It's going to cost the same sort of money to do either one, and then it does hold back the RX-7 progress, it does hold back a lot of the other projects I've got as well. So as much as I do want another bike, I'm leaning more towards getting a workshop space so that we can really build these other projects up and have a whole lot more fun. But if you guys think I should buy another bike, tell me what bike I should buy, and we'll see what happens. And if you think there's any other areas that we should go and check out to investigate, let me know below, drop a comment and we'll go and check that place out. So guys, I don't really know what to tell you other than the fact that Mount Druitt really isn't that bad. We just went through some of the dodgiest places in Western Sydney and there was nothing going on. There was no trouble, there was no drama. We were the dumbest people in Mount Druitt on the roads. We were doing the dumb stuff. And we're not from there. Now this is a Saturday night, good weather, people are partying, people are having fun, and I didn't see anything going on illegal or stupid or dangerous or criminal. There was just none of that. None of it. Now I'm sure there were some things that have happened and we obviously can't be everywhere at once, but so I don't know guys, you tell me. You leave a comment below and tell me if you think Mount Druitt's as dangerous as the media says, because we were just there and everything looked fine. I've certainly been in situations in different places and felt much less safe than I did the entire time I was going through one of Sydney's most dangerous places. So either it's all bullshit or we just didn't see any of it tonight, which is obviously possible. But like I said, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think Mount Druitt's really as bad as they say it is, because I'm calling bullshit. Well guys, that is going to do it for now. Please, if you've enjoyed this kind of content, consider clicking that subscribe button, hitting the thumbs up and leaving a comment letting us know what you think of this video. But that is going to do it guys. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you on the next one.